Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Spruce Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 6 UFL predictions. So last week, I had a record of 4-0, and that brings my record on the season to 15-5. Kicking things off with the games we have on Saturday, and beginning with the Stallions at the Showboats. So the Stallions are 5-0, and coming in off a great performance against the Roughnecks. And they now face the Showboats for the second time this season. The Showboats are a team that has lost 4 consecutive games, and in the first meeting between these two teams, the Stallions won easily 33-14. Now, there is quarterback news for each team. The Stallions will be sticking with Adrian Martinez this week, and that's surprising because the Stallions had been alternating starting quarterbacks, and this week it would have been Matt Corral getting the start, but the Stallions are going to stick with Martinez, who played really well last week against the Roughnecks, and he'll get the start this week. And then for the Showboats, they will be going back to Case Cookus for this week, and that comes after they started Troy Williams last week. And part of that was due to injury, but Cookus is back as the starter, and he has started every other game except last week's game for the Showboats. But the Showboats, they're a team that has really struggled to start the season. They're bottom 2 in scoring offense and scoring defense, and they face a Stallions team that is top 2 in both those categories. The first time these two teams met, the Stallions dominated, and a big reason why was a dominant Stallions pass rush against a brutal Showboats offensive line. The offensive line has not gotten any better for Memphis, and this could be another long game for Case Cookus behind that terrible offensive line. And I think the Stallions will dominate this game up front again, which will lead to an easy victory, 27-11. Next game, we have the Roughnecks at the Battlehawks. So the Battlehawks are coming in off a huge blowout win over the Defenders, where they won 45-12, and they have now won 4 games in a row. For the Roughnecks, they were also involved in a blowout, but they were the team that got blown out by the Stallions. The Roughnecks starting quarterback, Jarrett Guantanamo, is back from injury, and he is active, making his return from his rib injury he suffered a few weeks ago against the Defenders, but he will not be the starting quarterback, as Houston is sticking with Reed Sinnott at quarterback, who's been solid in his limited action so far this year, as he's thrown for 812 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, I like that move for the Roughnecks to continue starting Sinnott, regardless of the health of Jarrett Guantanamo. I think Sinnott's been good enough for the Roughnecks, even though their offense has struggled, scoring just 15.2 points a game. And defensively, the Roughnecks are not much better. They allow 23.2 points a game, and they face a Battlehawks offense that scored 45 last week and scores 30.2 on the season. So I got the Battlehawks with the win here in another game that I really don't think will be that close. Battlehawks win easily 36-13. Moving to the games on Sunday, beginning with the Renegades at the Panthers. So the Renegades are still in search of their first win this season, and they now take on a Panthers team coming off a good win over the Showboats and are 3-2 on the year. The Panthers will be starting Danny Etling at quarterback again, as he is the team's starting quarterback for the rest of the season, replacing the injured E.J. Perry. But Etling and the Panthers offense get a great matchup against a terrible Renegades defense, as the Renegades allow 25 points a game, 128 rushing yards a game, and 194 passing yards a game. All those stats are bottom 4 in the league. But I really like the matchup for the Panthers on the ground, because as I said a second ago, the Renegades allow 128 rushing yards a game, and that is worst in the UFL. And the Panthers, their rushing offense is second best in the league, rushing for 110 yards a game. Plus, they're coming off a game where they were just dominant on the ground, rushing for 160 yards and 5 touchdowns. So I would like to see them build on that performance. But I think their entire offense will have a lot of success against a terrible defense. On the other side of things, the Renegades offense has been good at times, but has severely cooled off after a strong start. They score just 18 points a game, and they now match up against a Panthers defense that allows just 18.6 points a game, which is third best in the league. This is a great matchup for the Panthers in all aspects, on offense and on defense, and I think this is going to result in a pretty convincing Michigan win. I've got the Panthers winning 31-15. And our final game, we have the Defenders hosting the Brahmas. So this isn't the greatest game, but it's the best game of the week on paper. The Brahmas are 4-1, and the Defenders are 2-3, but coming off a terrible loss to the Battlehawks. The Brahmas won this game easily in week 1, where they won by a score of 27-12. Now, the difference between that game and this game is obviously one, the location, this one in DC, that one in San Antonio. But the more significant difference is there's a new quarterback for the Brahmas. Quentin Dormady will be starting his third game for the Brahmas, replacing the injured Chase Garbers. Now, Dormady has been good for the Brahmas, but he has thrown 4 interceptions in 2 starts. And the Defenders are the only team yet to tally an interception on the year. But there is a chance for them to get one this week. And I think that could be huge in having the Defenders get a much needed win. Because I think the Defenders' defense is going to need to play extremely well. Because I think they're going to need to win the turnover battle, but they're also going to need to try to stop a Brahmas offense, which is third best in the league, scoring 23 points a game. And now I worry about the Defenders' defense because their defense is not very good, allowing a league high 27.6 points a game. So I think any chance that the Defenders have will rely on good defensive play. Because I just don't really see the Defenders strictly outscoring the Brahmas offense. Because the Brahmas have the second best scoring defense in the UFL, allowing 17.2 points a game. And the Defenders only score 18.8 points a game, which is fourth worst. So this has the potential to be a solid game. And I think it'll be the closest game of the week. But that doesn't really say much because I don't really think the games this week are that good. But I'm going to take the Brahmas to get the win in a closer game. And while I said the Defenders need this game because they do, the Brahmas need this game as well because they need to keep pace with the Battlehawks for first place of the XFL conference, as both teams currently sit at 4-1. But I have the Brahmas winning this one in a closer game than their first matchup. Brahmas win 24-16. And real quick, we will not be having a live watch party for any games this week, but live streams will return next week. But that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so I do my best to post as often as possible. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my predictions, disagree, and why. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so I do my best to post as often as possible. And I will see you in the next video.